Hi, welcome to Curious Bricks. Today we're going to talk about Booking Holdings, ticker symbol BKNG, Q3 2020 earnings report. BKNG is part of S&P 500 index under the consumer discretionary sector. The company's earnings call was hosted on November 5th, 2020. Since this is our first time covering Booking Holdings, we'll start with a quick overview of what Booking Holdings does and how they make money. Booking Holdings is an online travel agency, or known as OTA. The company has an annual revenue of roughly $15 billion. The business reports its revenues into three segments. First, agency revenues, which represent roughly $10 billion. This segment makes money on the commissions from the travel service providers when travelers book through Booking's platforms. The second segment is the merchant business, which has a revenue of $4 billion. This business makes money from the transactions made on Booking's travel platforms. Lastly, there's a small part of the business that mainly sells commercials on their OpenTable and Kayak sites. Among the sites they own, 4 of these offer comprehensive travel services, while OpenTable and RentalCars.com are specialized in niche markets. Before we dive into financial details, let's take a quick look at some key statistics. As of November 13, 2020, BKNG share price is $2,053 and its market cap stands at $84 billion. The trailing price-earning ratio is around 62. Booking Holdings does not pay out any dividend. Now let's take a look at their latest quarterly financials. We'll start with the income statement. In Q3 2020, BKNG reported a total revenue of $2.6 billion, which is 48% lower than the same quarter last year. While revenue declined significantly in Q3, it was still a sequential improvement from the previous quarter. In this quarter, the improvement was almost entirely driven by stronger domestic travels. On the other hand, operating income comes in at $315 million, or 87% less than the same quarter last year. This is still the most profitable quarter for BKNG since the pandemic started. The company managed to reduce sales, marketing, and G&A expenses to align with the new market demand. BKNG also published the gross booking details in their 10Q filing. As expected, room nights, rental car days, and airline tickets all showed significant decline. Total gross booking dollars showed the same level of year-over-year reduction as in the company's reported revenues. Now moving to the balance sheet. BKNG strengthened its liquidity profile and reported a total cash and cash equivalent of roughly $11 billion, which is a significant improvement than end of 2019. Meanwhile, long-term debt increased to $10.8 billion from $7.6 billion during the same period. In this quarter, management talked about the new launch of flights adding to Booking.com, as well as the ongoing status for its in-house payment network. Restructuring and cost-cutting is the main focus for the company to deal with the prolonged soft travel market. Based on the booking data from October and the first few days in November, the management expects greater revenue decline in Q4. One key message from the management is the travel market will take years to recover to pre-COVID level. During the Q&A session, analysts asked several questions related to the company's future strategy. Adding flights to Booking.com, establishing in-house payment network, and having mobile apps will help the company build its ecosystem and improve margin profile in the long run. Alternative accommodation showed increased demand in Q3, and the current environment is favorable for consumers to try out this type of lodging. Booking Holdings will be well positioned to offer both hotel and alternative accommodation. European market remains constrained due to the government restrictions and cold weather, but it will not be as bad as in April. In the long run, Booking Holdings will have the industry-leading margin, but in the short term, the company still has to complete a number of projects to achieve its potential. Now let's take a look at BKNG's stock performance before and after the earnings call. BKNG reported revenue of $2.6 billion, which beat analyst expectation of $2.54 billion, but its adjusted EPS of $12.27 missed the consensus of $14.36. However, the market reacted quite positively after the earnings release. Lastly, here is the latest summary of analyst ratings of the company. As of October, there were 32 analysts currently covering BKNG, and most ratings are under either hold or buy. If you are interested in knowing more about the company, I recommend you do an in-depth study of the company's SEC filings. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.